Hello again, everyone. Hope you are well on a Monday night. It is late on Monday night, and I've been following this news here for you. And it looks like, unless there's some type of last minute diplomatic breakthrough or something, some miracle, it looks like it is on like Donkey Kong over there in for this Russia-Ukraine thing. And from what I'm reading, it's either on or it's already started. Right now, as I record this, it is almost 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which means in that region, I think they're about 6 hours ahead of us. And so it is, around 7 a.m. there already. So from what we learned today, Putin talked a lot about his feelings about Ukraine and how he thinks that it was always it should be part of Russia, and that at the end of the Cold War, back in late 80s and early 90s, the breakup of the Soviet Union, they lost Ukraine and other satellite countries, and especially Ukraine was special. And he thinks he's just going to he wants to take back a land that was rightly theirs. So one way or another, he's going in there. So it's just a question of what strategy they're going to use. Now, I think in his speech earlier, he's basically justified what he's about to do, in my opinion. This is my take on this, is that, so far, he has sent in, this was earlier today on Monday, he sent in part of his army and the troops into a portion of eastern Ukraine that was already separatist, that they were pro-Russian. So they welcomed them in, of course, and officially recognized them as independent of Ukraine, of the rest of Ukraine. So he's already got part of his forces into eastern Ukraine. And now, I believe next, looks like he'll go into Ukraine proper. And he's got the country basically surrounded by a lot of his troops. So, and he's got air power, he's got the mechanized tanks, the vehicles, artillery, he's got the full thing going, ready to go. So I was reading earlier where a Russian expert was predicting most likely strategy would be a blitzkrieg type of a fast attack that would begin here pretty soon, if not already, or within the next 12 to 24 hours. And that would start with a large-scale air and missile bombardment of Ukraine, probably targeting Kiev, the capital. And it would also be accompanied with, most likely, cyber attacks, which there have already been some cyber attacks into Ukraine, but stepped up cyber attacks. And then move in ground forces, probably go for Kiev, the capital, topple the regime there, the Zelensky, the president, either topple him or force him to flee, and then install a pro-Russian leadership. And so that particular expert is predicting a fast type of movement, and that would happen pretty quickly. We'll see. He's got a lot of forces there ready to go in. Now, Ukraine, it is said that they would be, they are good fighters. So they have an army. They have nothing like the sophistication of the Russian army. They have some of our weapons. They have fighters that seem loyal to want to be separate and be their own country. But from all that I'm gathering on my research is that this is still a great mismatch. This would be a terrible mismatch, actually, and that Ukraine has devoted and loyal fighters, but they don't have the defenses that would repel like air and artillery and missile attacks, not to mention the big tanks and all that would be coming at them. So it would be, I think this would be very brutal if it's a full-on attack into the heart of Ukraine and into Kyiv. So we'll see how this goes. Um, but if he's able to go in and take that fast, I mean, right there on the doorstep is Poland. And then you got Romania down south of that just a little bit. So, I mean, he's right on NATO's doorstep there. Of course, he's trying to create a buffer, of course, between he and NATO. But like he had mentioned, he thinks that Ukraine is just part of taking back land that was taken away from him. So keep an eye on China as well. So if this kicks off, what if China goes ahead and takes advantage of this and moves in on Taiwan? A lot of people think that would happen, and that could be a quick thing too. So then you have to keep an eye on the Middle East, Iran and Israel thing. I mean, there's been some talk about that flaring up. Israel does not want Iran to have nuclear capability, and they either have it or they're pretty close to it. So you have to keep an eye there. There's several big spots right there that could really get bad. So some people are saying this could be the largest war since World War II in that region. Even just the Eastern Europe part, if that really goes in, really gets started and kicks up, which it looks like it is or is about to, would be the largest battle since World War II in that area. So that's pretty significant. I don't believe a lot of people are prepared to hear about how that would go and what would be the result of that. I think these Gulf wars would pale in comparison to this kind of war. So Lord help us, God help us, all of us. And you might be saying, okay, what does that mean for us in the United States? I mean, we're an ocean away. Yeah, we are. But that does not mean we need to be prepared. I believe we could very well face a lot of cyber attacks. If not, at the very least, that is what I would say. So we need to be prepared. I would really consider, if you don't already, have some cash out. If the financial institutions are attacked, then to have some cash on hand. Get plenty out. Oil is already close to $100 a barrel, so fuel could really skyrocket within hours of something like this. We're already seeing big time inflation. Gas is inching up. Seems like every week or so. So if this kicks off and it's kind of protracted, we could see a skyrocket of inflation, even more so than it is now, plus the gasoline going way up. So stock market is probably going to look ugly here on Tuesday. So again, I would prepare for not only just financial institutions as far as a cyber attack, but it could go into utilities. What if they try to get to our power? We really need to be prepared. Are you prepared for that? Are you prepared to be without power for a while or a while? So fuel, keep your vehicles fueled up as full as possible. Get some money out, some cash out, and just keep stacking. Definitely. Verse for today or this evening is from John chapter 5, verse 5. Says, I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. I really like that because, yes, we need him. We can't do all this on our own, even in the good times or the bad times. We need to stay close to the Lord our God, Christ Jesus, every day, every hour. Because with him, we can accomplish just about anything we want. We have that freedom to do that. But apart, we try to go it on our own and plan and do it all ourselves. Doesn't usually work out, does it? So keep that in mind. Share your thoughts. Share your thoughts on this situation, what you're hearing, and what you're thinking about it. I'd appreciate it. In the meantime, take care, be aware, keep prepping, keep stacking, and pray. God bless you. I'll see you soon.